Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you're having a great time out there. What day is this? I think it's Friday, right? Are we on Friday finally? Yay, TGIF. Whatever. Hope you guys have a long Christmas weekend. And if not, I hope you're just having a great day. I'm all right. Had a pretty decent day. Snow started, but then stopped. We got very little snow so far. If I had to guess, probably 2 inches. It's probably about all we got. We're looking at another 4 to 10 coming in the next day or so with this storm and the blizzard conditions. Lots of wind and the snow that did fall. Ooh, you really don't want wind with the kind of stuff we got. Man, it's that really small, fine stuff like wind sand or snow sand. You know what I mean? Like just really nasty, crappy shit that if the wind hits it will just blow everywhere. So we don't have anywhere to be. As long as the power stays on, we're good. But if you're out there, if you're in the path of this crap, stay careful out there, guys. Did you guys see the video of the person who was filming their car? They're filming from inside their car and they're filming the windshield. Where was this at? Wyoming. And you couldn't see shit. It looked like they were in just the worst storm ever. Apparently they had a big crash out there. Stay off the roads if you don't have to be on the fucking roads. All right. If you do have to be on the roads, good luck to you. Anyway, so I was just looking up the weather forecast to see what it looks like right now. It's how I know the 4 to 10 inches part of it. And it said, don't travel. Like, I'm not gonna. I have. Thank you, Corey. You heard it from Monkey. Don't mess with the white powder, guys. Yeah, it's bad for you. It's bad for you in every way. So it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. Come here and I'll rape you. Baby, it's cold outside. Fuck, what was I talking about? Oh, we were going to talk about the new Twitter files. I missed it. I completely missed it. I hope you don't mind me saying. C.i.a was kind enough to point it out to me. There was a Twitter file that dropped 2 days ago, but it's not from one of the big three who were covering the others. So yeah, completely freaking missed it. And this one, it's not as, how do I say this? It's not as interesting in the impact that it had on the U.S. because this was more propaganda pointed overseas. Although I am curious, if they're positive, none of it was pointed at us. Just throwing that out there. Just drove through part of that storm in my semi. Dude, be careful out there. Be careful. Oh, I know semi-truck drivers, y'all don't get a lot of options. But yeah, if you can, stay off the roads, guys. Stay off the roads. What else is going on? Oh, you know what? I kind of want to start with that. Let me find it real quick because I didn't bring it up before the show. No, not that part. Yeah, this one right there. Lost history. Thank you so much. I'm in Colorado. It's minus 13 outside right now. Well, by all means, stay inside. Good God, minus 13. Now, fuck that. I hate the cold. I don't understand. People are like, I like it in the cold. Y'all are fucking weird. Bring me my 100-degree temperatures. I'll be fine. Man. Check my slabs. Why did I not get a slabs? Are you not giving me notifications again? Dark Resurrect, thank you. First off, fuck you, Canada, for this winter bullshit. Secondly, I have to drive in this shit to get back home. It is currently 0 here with a wind chill of minus 17. I live in the South, goddammit. Dude, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, and apparently my notifications are not going off. But thank you for that, feminist $12. Appreciate it. Let me reopen that and maybe we'll get alerts later. Thank you for the heads up there. Appreciate it. All right. This is just kind of alarming. So yesterday we watched President Zelenskyy get up there and tell us how the U.S. needs to keep giving him money as an investment in the future of democracy or some nonsense. Invoking things like the Battle of the Bulge. He really did that. We didn't talk about it last night, but he really did that. Thank you, Seal. Montana right now, minus 25. Fuck. No. Cold is bad, okay? Cold is bad. Anyway, Zelenskyy gets up there. He tells us how desperately we gotta give him money because money good. And some of the reaction that we saw, some of it was disturbing, and the number of people who were lactating over it and who were the men in Congress yesterday. You probably could have seen it if they did a low enough shot. They just all had giant boners for this guy. And that's disturbing. Don't get me wrong. It's sad that our government is up there. Oh my God, he's just the coolest person. Geraldo Rivera called him the first true hero to get up and speak in front of Congress in a long, long time. He said in decades. Shut up, Geraldo. The man's a shitbag. He's killed 13,000 of his own people. Typically, when somebody does that, we call him a shitbag. He's laundered countless amounts. He's outlawed opposition. He's outlawed denominations of different religions. He's outlawed press. All of this stuff that normally we go, what the fuck is this guy doing? All things that Putin has done that we've gone, wow, what the fuck? But it's Zelenskyy, so he's a real hero, you guys. He's a real hero. Do you remember when the pictures came out at the beginning of the war, and it was Zelenskyy, and he kind of looks like Michael Dukakis in one of the helmets? Do you guys remember this shit? And then they had to come out and go, oh no, no, we're not pushing fake news. That's actually from months ago. We weren't trying to suggest he was on the front lines fighting. No. Do you remember all that? But now, just because he says he was down on the front lines, he's a real hero. And Geraldo's tweet was bad. Geraldo's tweet was real bad. The first real hero. Go jack off to him on your own time, Geraldo. But this tweet, this one here, this one's disturbing. This is from Michael Beschloss, I think is how you say his name. He's the Presidents of War and 9 other book author. He's an NBC News presidential historian and PBS contributor. And he says this: for any members of Congress who refuse to clap for Zelenskyy, we need to know from them exactly why. What? Why? They're allowed to not clap for that guy. You realize, one, he's not an American, right? You get that? You get that we don't owe him shit? We don't owe him a fucking thing. We need to know exactly why. Do you also want to know who stopped clapping first? This is the kind of shit that you see in Soviet Russia. This is the kind of shit you see in North Korea. Oh, you didn't clap for dear leader. Why not, sir? Why not, sir? Are you fucking with me? There's a journalist. There's a journalist, you guys, who's demanding to know why these people didn't clap for somebody who's not an American. He's not an American. We don't owe Ukraine shit. Not a fucking thing. Vladimir Zelenskyy should have been on his fucking knees the whole time just going, thank you. That's all that motherfucker should have said. Thank you. That's it. That should have been his entire fucking speech. Not getting up there going, and any more money you give us, will it be enough? Probably not. The motherfucker actually said that. Will it be enough? Probably not. Fuck you. You guys owe us more money. I don't know you shit, dickhead. Not a fucking thing. And to the US press who's out there like, oh my God, I can't believe some people didn't clap for him. Why were they not masturbating the way I was? Go fuck yourselves. You're horrible fucking people. Where is your loyalty to the United States, you motherfucker? Lost history, thank you. When they handed him the encased US flag, I wanted to throw up. My grandfather received one when he passed away, honoring his service in the Marines. Yeah, the box that they gave him, the little flag with the shadow box, the shadow box with the flag in it, that is typically reserved for, I mean, they do it for different state kind of things too. It's not just for military deaths, but yeah, we got one when my dad died too. The flag that's over the coffin, and the one that from my dad actually hung over the Capitol in Lansing the day, I think it's the day before he died. And then they fold it all up nicely and they put it in a nice little case, and yeah, there you go. But we gave that to him because he's an American, I guess now, I suppose. But it really does piss me off looking at the press. And look, the two that we know who didn't stand or clap was Gates and Boebert. And I have no problem with them doing it. I have no problem with them sitting on their ass, not giving a rat's ass about Zelenskyy being there, because we don't know that motherfucker shit. He's not loyal to us. I have no loyalty to him. And his war is between him and Russia. And yeah, it sucks. We've given you over $50 billion so far. We've made you, just with that part of it, in the top 10 military spending countries in the world. And you want more. And we just passed at least in the Senate, we just passed this new omnibus bill, which is going to give you another 46 more. And that's going to put you in the top 3 for military spending. Top 3 in the whole world. 2 places above Russia. Only behind us and China. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my country and stop asking me for money. We need this to keep our government running. No, we don't. No, we don't. You warmongering pieces of shit. Anyhow, that is a true stat, by the way. The amount of money we've given them does put them, it's in the top 10 of military spending around the world per country. And this 46 million is going to put them over 100 million, which will put them at number 3 for spending. Will it be enough? Probably not. Kiss my whole ass, motherfucker. You're now a more powerful military than the Russians, at least on paper, at least with money spent. And he's getting decent stuff to the point now where we're going to be sending Patriot missiles. Patriot missiles, one of our most advanced systems. And yeah, we're sending it over there to them. Why is my Streamlabs not going off? Oh, are you kidding me? It just went off. All right, maybe I hadn't brought up the window as there was a donation, so that's why I did it. Either way, let me get over there so I can get this. Thank you, Stalin. You should clap for me anymore. Yeah, the amount of nonsense that gone on with this, and these fucking people who are on their knees being like, "Can I please taste your wiener?" Geraldo, the most heroic person. Do I have the Geraldo tweet? I think I do. Oh man, that was probably much earlier in the day. I gotta scroll a little bit because my cousin was a little bit busy today. There it is. Gut check. Here, let's put this on the screen. This is Geraldo. Excuse me. Gut check. The hard right members who didn't stand or applaud for Zelenskyy, the most legitimate hero to address Congress in decades, reveal their inner smallness. Dun, dun, dun. Where'd they reveal it? Al Capone's vault? You fucking retard. Your inner small. You didn't stand for this man, the most legitimate hero. In fairness to Geraldo, I do want to say this. We haven't had very many people that I would even say you should clap for before Congress, to be honest. But this motherfucker is so dirty, so dirty. And nobody talks about it. Well, in the press, we talk about it all the time. Oh shit, that wind is starting to pick up and come in that window. Ugh. Sorry. Welcome to the least professional monkey on the internet. This is what I do. Anyway, fuck off, Geraldo. You're a fucking idiot. Before, look, you guys can go back and check this out. Before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, there were articles written about how fucked up Ukraine was. There were articles written about the Nazis in Ukraine. And we're not talking about 10, 15 years ago. No. In 2001. Ranting Monkey, did my slabs not go through? Oh, hang on. Oh, it did. It was underneath the other one. I'm so sorry, Dark Resurrect. They just kind of ran together because the two were right. I'm so sorry. Dark Resurrect, thank you so much for the feminist dollars. The slurping noises should have come from Zelenskyy, not our representatives, or our press. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And Metal Minister, thank you. How much of that money is coming back to left pockets? Well, I don't know. Because they lost their money launderer in FTX. Do you see that fat little bastard? Do you see that stupid shit? Oh, so many things going on in my mind right now at one time. Sam Bankman-Fried gets to come back to the U.S. and they have an arraignment for him, and they say, "Okay, you have a $250 million bond, $250 million, but you don't have to pay it. All you have to do is promise you'll come to court." And they slapped a tether on his ass and took away his passport. That's what happened. This motherfucker rips off billions from people, gets a $250 million bond that he didn't have to pay. For fuck's sake. He's got to go live at his mommy and daddy's house. Remember, his mom and dad are pretty well off. He's got a nice pool in the backyard. He gets to go swimming every day in. Fuck off, man. But anyway, yeah, so they lost their little FTX launderer. I don't know who else they're laundering through, but I'm sure there's some of it coming back. Never forget, Joe Biden didn't care about anything to do with Ukraine until his son got a sweetheart job he had no business having. He had no experience for it, but they gave him a fat fucking paycheck. And somehow Joe Biden leaves office, the poorest member of Congress, and comes back in the presidency 4 years later as a multimillionaire. You figure it out. No, it was speaking fees. Nobody paid $12 million to hear fucking Joe Biden speak. I came here to talk to you tonight about pudding. No, Joe, you're here to talk about international relations. I meant international relations. I'm going to pee now. I mean, nobody, for fuck's sake, this is the kind of shit. They're over there right now. Oh my God, they're giving us Trump's taxes. We'll get to see Trump's taxes finally. Not a one of these motherfuckers is looking deeply into how the Biden family became so goddamn wealthy when they came from Scranton. I came from Scranton. I'm a Scrantonite. Yeah, I'm a Puerto Rican Scrantonite. Fucking retard. Anyway, fuck. I have so much to say all at once. I hate when my brain does that to me. I was saying something before I got all distracted by that shit. Fuck Zelenskyy. How about that? And apparently there were people who are getting kicked off Twitter over it. By the by, I'm gonna drop a link into Twitter. All right, or into here. If you're on Twitter, by the way, hi folks over there on the StreamYards. I see you, Dixie. Don't forget to hit the like button and the share button. But I'm gonna drop a link. All right. I don't ask you guys to do this very often, but I feel like it would be a little bit what's the word I'm looking for here? It would expose me a little bit. It would expose my cousin. Somebody pointed out to Elon Musk that folks were getting kicked off of Twitter for disagreeing with Zelensky's speech or criticizing it. And he said, which ones? This is the which ones. Go drop at ranting_monkey in the comments to that fucking thing. Because I got kicked off the platform for disagreeing with somebody who supported Ukraine. And it's been going on for what? Since August. And they still won't let me have my fucking shit back. Fuck Vladimir Zelenskyy. Fuck that little corrupt criminal piece of shit. In any other time, we would be talking about that's what I was talking about. Go back and look at the press going on around Ukraine from mid 2021. Go look at the kind of stuff that's there. You won't find people talking about the heroic Vladimir Zelenskyy. You won't read about how great they are. You will literally read about, oh my God, there's Nazis there. Oh my God, they're infiltrated with all kinds of Nazis. And not like a Twitter Nazi or a YouTube Nazi where it's just somebody who, once told somebody to go fuck themselves and they were on the left and like, oh my God, you must be a Nazi if you disagree with me. No. People wearing Nazi emblems. People who are proudly Nazis. The Azov Battalion, who was fighting in the Donbass region for Zelenskyy. Thank you, Snubbirth. Oh, might please you, might annoy you, the Ukrainian douche who cost you the account got temporary locked for breaking rules. He's back now, though. Is he? Fuck that guy. I just want, if they gave me my account back just for this, I would take it at this point. Just let me have it back to say hi to him one time. Hi. And just leave it. I'll be all right, I'm done. Fuck it. I'll use my cousin's account. But anyway, yeah, if you read all this stuff about it and they talk about the corruption, Joe Biden, I gave you guys the quote yesterday. This is in it's either June or July, I forget which, of 2021, where Zelensky's like, I'm going to be part of NATO. And Joe's like, calm down there, little man. And he says, there's a couple of reasons that might not happen. One of the things they got to deal with, and listen to me closely here, the corruption. The corruption. It wasn't the Panama Papers. It's called the Pandora Papers. And yes, not only was Zelenskyy part of the Pandora Papers, he is the world leader with the most money stored offshore. Yeah. So anyhow, we had a disagreement about that a while ago on the show. And with my brain, I was like, maybe I was remembering it wrong. Maybe it wasn't the Pandora Papers. But then it turned out I was correct. And I'm not saying that like, haha, I'm so smart. I'm like, I can't believe my brain remembered something. So yeah, y'all be careful when you question me, because my brain is, well, it's shit. It's Swiss cheese, and not all the pathways connect like they're supposed to. I'm convinced of it. All right, let's get into the new Twitter files. Oh man. This comes from a man named Lee Fang. He is an investigative journalist who has a Substack. And again, Shio, thank you for bringing this to my attention, because I completely missed this. This is from 2 days ago. He released this on December 20th at 3:00. And I think one of the reasons this one didn't get as much attention is that it's not as important to you and me. It's not people being like, hey, you got to kick these folks off. It's a lot different. Monk licks windows on the shorter bus. No, dude, I would forget to lick the windows and forget to go on the bus. That's where my brain is. See, you're thinking too lateral. You gotta go vertical and horizontal and 5 dimension, because my brain's all over the place. Twitter Files Part 8. How Twitter quietly aided the Pentagon covert online psyops campaign. Now, this is what I meant about how it doesn't affect you and me, or at least not from anything I read in it so far. And I didn't read them all, because I wanted to have my, I should have said reaction, because reaction videos get all kinds of shit. I should have said reaction to the Twitter Files. But I wanted my genuine reaction for you guys. It's different if I saw it, hours and hours ago. Oh, excuse me. But I did literally just see this right before I went to air. So I thought, I'm going to stop reading it. I think I got to like post 19 or so. And anything after that is new to me. But at least in the part that I read, this isn't as important to you and me, except that it was our government working with them in another way. So, how Twitter quietly aided the Pentagon's covert online psyops campaign. Despite promises to shut down covert state-run propaganda networks, Twitter docs show that the social media giant directly assisted the U.S. military's influence campaigns. Sorry, influence operations. Be careful saying campaigns. People think of war. Or advertising. Twitter has claimed for years that they make concerted efforts to detect and thwart government-backed platform manipulation. Well, we know that's not true just from the other Twitter files, to be honest. Except for in the other Twitter files, it was manipulation of the United States of America, of the citizens of the United States. Wanda, thank you so much. I'd rather pay reparations than paying Ukraine. You know what? I'm even with you on that. I don't know Ukraine shit. I would rather give it to things like I mentioned this the other day. I was watching I think it was CBS Evening News, something like that. My wife loves watching the news. I don't know why. But she was watching it and they did a story on this guy somewhere in Philadelphia, not Philadelphia, maybe Pittsburgh, somewhere in Pennsylvania. And he started this charity thing to give coats to kids, and they give as many as they can, but it said on there the waiting list for coats was 800,000 people, 800,000 kids. 800,000. How many coats could you buy for those kids with $100 billion? Take care of Americans first, and then you can start taking care of some jackass over there who already steals money from his own fucking people. Anyway, sorry. Here's Twitter testifying to Congress about its pledge to rapidly identify and shut down all state-backed covert information operations and deceptive propaganda. Combating attempts to interfere in conversations on Twitter remains a top priority for the company, and we continue to invest heavily in our detection, disruption, and transparency efforts related to state-backed information operations. Our goal is to remove bad faith actors and to advance public understanding of these critical topics. Twitter defines state-backed information operations as coordinated platform manipulation efforts that can be attributed with a high degree of confidence to state-affiliated actors. Notice none of this is, by the way, we make an exception for the United States. Snubber, thank you, PSA. PSA Stitch got crap for these files. He came across like he supported that the government used Twitter accounts for propaganda against foreign powers. Well, I don't have a problem with the government using Twitter to do propaganda overseas. Am I wrong for that? Am I? As long as we know for a fact that they're, only helping us. It depends on what the U.S. propaganda is too, I guess. You know what I mean? If it's shutting down commie nations, sure. If they're out there, in China and all of this stuff is, fuck China, I'm okay with that. But there is a difference when they say they are taking all this shit down and they're not. If they didn't say this part, I wouldn't have a problem with it. As long as the propaganda is true, yeah, I'm okay with that. They're pushing abortions and communism. That's where the problem lies. The problem lies with what the propaganda is. Now, we'll get to it a little bit later, but I do wonder how much Iranian blood is on our hands. Anyway, but behind the scenes, Twitter gave approval and special protections to the U.S. military online psychological influence ops. Despite knowledge that the Pentagon propaganda accounts used covert identities, Twitter did not suspend many for around 2 years or more. Some remain active. Huh. You really think you can give them power like that and they'll color inside the lines? No, Swirly. And that's why I think Twitter had the right idea, at least in theory, there, where they're like, we're not going to allow any of this. I expect all governments to try it. I really do. But it's not a lot different from dropping flyers from planes during World War II. We did a lot of that shit. Did some of that in Vietnam and Korea. Just same shit. The push here, commie crap and radical LGBT. Yeah. I guess my problem would be with what they're pushing rather than that they're pushing. Does that make sense? In 2017, a U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, officials sent Twitter a list of 52 Arab language accounts, quote, we use to amplify certain messages, end quote. The official asked for priority service for 6 accounts, verification for 1, and whitelist abilities for others. Now, what Pelosi said, if the Capitol crumbles to the ground, one thing that will remain is our commitment to Ukraine. Did she really? Jesus Christ, Nancy. I have no idea if that's true or not. It's on video. I don't doubt you. I just haven't seen it. So oh God, does somebody have a link to that video? The same day CENTCOM sent the list, Twitter officials used a tool to grant special whitelist tag that essentially provides verification status to the accounts without the blue check mark, meaning they are exempt from spam/abuse flags, more visible / likely to trend on hashtags. So we were the CENTCOM. I want to be careful and not say the CIA. CENTCOM was using Twitter. Twitter knew this was happening, even though they went before Congress and said, we don't do this shit. We don't do this shit. Yeah, you do. You absolutely did. The CENTCOM accounts on the list tweeted frequently about U.S. military priorities in the Middle East, including promoting anti-Iran messages, promotion of Saudi Arabia / U.S.-backed war in Yemen, and accurate U.S. drone strikes that claim to only hit terrorists. Like the one in Afghanistan? Oh no, wait, that was an aid worker. See, this is where I have the problem. I'm okay with anti-Iranian messages because fuck them. Their regime is fucking horrible. You see what they're doing to they killed a woman. People got upset about it, so they started killing them. Okay. But magic fire goes around civilians, right? Right, Faithless? But I do think it still needs to be accurate. I think if they're doing this, it needs to be accurate. And I don't know. Is it me? Shouldn't it be? I mean, shouldn't we know who's doing it? All of the misinformation, disinformation, that kind of shit. Shouldn't we? Why is the U.S. pretending it's not us? Are we that? Do we really think that they'll be like, oh no, it's the Americans who said it, so we have to still blow up everybody? I don't understand. Maybe I'm just naive, and wouldn't be the first time that was a legitimate criticism of me. I guess the subterfuge of it all just makes me a little and especially with Twitter working with them. How many other, I talked about this a couple of nights ago. There's a reason the media is not covering this. There is. And it has nothing to do with them being like, oh, we don't really care about that, or fuck Elon Musk. That's part of it. But the biggest part is they're involved. You think the only place that they're pushing what's the word I'm looking for here? Bullshit. I think the only place they're pushing bullshit is in foreign press. The DoD has their friendly fire option set to off. Right, yeah, so you can't hit any of your friends. And pushing the Saudi-US war in Yemen, really? Look, I don't know enough about the Yemenis to talk well about them. I do know about the Saudis, though. And while we probably need them for oil-related purposes, they're shitbags, and we should be able to say so. Just saying. CIA would also fuck with them if they did. Yeah, the media silence on this, please believe me, guys, it is not just because, oh my God, Elon is an asshole. He let Nazis back on the platform. Nuh-uh. Bullshit. These little motherfuckers know that they got dirty hands. And we've seen this before. We've seen this before when a reporter will be out there and be like, I got this story. I had to clear it with DOD first. I'm sorry, what? We had to clear it with the White House first. I don't think that's how the press is supposed to work. But it does all the time. All the time. All right, I got to close this window because this wind is starting to pick up. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. God bless, that wind is cold. All right. CENTCOM then shifted strategies and deleted disclosures of ties to the Twitter accounts. The bios of the accounts changed to seemingly organic profiles. One bio read Euphrates Pulse, another used an apparent deep fake photo and claimed to be the source of Iraqi opinion. All right. Wanda, thank you so much. Most of the federal government needs to be dismantled. I don't disagree with that at all. That's where my libertarian leanings kick in. Like, we have way too much government for way too little payoff. Not that they should be paying off anyway, but you get what I mean. We were never supposed to be like this, ever. One Twitter official who spoke to me said he feels deceived by the covert shift. Why? You have these people that you know are running covert operations that you would kick anybody else off. Anybody else would be kicked off for this shit, and you were letting him get away with it. And I felt deceived when they deceived us. They were deceiving everybody, you dumb son of a bitch. Wanda, thank you. Imagine the savings. Indeed. I felt deceived. You were working with CENTCOM on propaganda thing. My brain can't handle this. My brain can't handle these people who are engaged in what are basically just covert propaganda campaigns, then being shot. This is like a woman, no offense. Oh, we'll do a dude instead. Some guy hooks up with a chick who's known for cheating on every boyfriend she ever has. In fact, she cheated to hook up with him. And then 2 months later, he's like, I can't believe she cheated on me. What'd you expect, dumbass? Anyway, still many emails throughout 2020 show that high-level Twitter executives were well aware of the DoD's vast network of fake accounts and covert propaganda and did not suspend the accounts. Is this what all the Twitter folks were talking about when they were talking about mis and disinformation on the platform? Yeah, there's a ton of misinformation on the platform. We have the emails from the government to prove it. How are you going to stand up there and say we got to fight disinformation when you're actively helping it? Never mind. The hypocrisy. That's what drives me fucking nuts. For example, Twitter lawyer Jim Baker mused in a July 2020 email about an upcoming DoD meeting that the Pentagon used poor tradecraft in setting up its networks, and we're seeking strategies for not exposing the accounts that are linked to each other or to DoD or the USG. They knew it, and DoD was like, we're kind of exposed here. Can you help us fake this shit better? I can't believe they lied to us. For fucking real? My brain hurts. We're only 10 or 9 into this, and my brain is already like, nah, bro, stop. Stacia Cardilli, we've seen her name before. Another Twitter attorney replied that the Pentagon wanted I don't know if I'm supposed to say SCIF or SIF or SCIF, and may want to retroactively classify its social media activities to obfuscate their activity in this space, and that this may represent an overclassification to avoid embarrassment. Jim, Angela, and I discussed attendance at this classified briefing. I heard from Facebook. It's not just Twitter. It's not just Twitter. And this is another one of these things. I'm sorry, guys. I got to have a small rant here. It's another one of these things that I think that the Twitter Files has overlooked over and over and over and over again, is that we have repeated notes in here telling us that they were working with other social media companies, that they were all going to meetings together, and that they were talking to each other individually as well. And that's not been played up at all. And the only reason it matters is that it's all around the stuff we've been talking about the FBI being involved, about now DoD being involved. I heard from Facebook that they are securing SCIFs in DC and San Francisco for a meeting, possibly on Friday. I have some significant concerns that the motivations for classification are slightly different than the ones you outlined in the email below. I think it's possible DoD is using retroactive classification to obfuscate their activity in the space, and that this may represent an overclassification to avoid embarrassment. Angela and I think you would be more effective in this meeting than me, as the officials will view you more seriously. This is a chick going, yeah, bruh, we need a dude to take care of this, because they won't take us women seriously. That's funny as shit. Thoughts on this? Separate and never mind. Don't care about the rest of that. In several other 2020 emails, high-level Twitter executive lawyers discussed the covert network and even recirculated the 2017 list from CENTCOM and shared another list of 157 undisclosed Pentagon accounts, again, mostly focused on Middle East military issues. All right. If you are trying not to get noticed, right? Like if you have an account and you're like, I'm going to set up a separate account that I don't want anybody to know is linked to me. Don't follow the other account. That's one of the easiest ways to see that somebody has another account, is whether or not they're following them. In a May 2020 email, Twitter's Lisa Roman emailed the DoD with 2 lists. One list was accounts previously provided to us, and another list Twitter detected. Can we talk for a minute about how good our intelligence agencies do? DoD is out here trying to run a covert op on Twitter, and Twitter is picking up that, yeah, we're pretty sure these are DoD accounts. The accounts tweeted in Russian and Arabic on U.S. military issues in Syria/ISIS, and many also did not disclose Pentagon ties. How you get caught by Twitter? I'll throw the email on the link or on the screen so you guys can read it if you want to. Pause if you have to. It's not going to stay up here long, because literally what he described is what's in this email. Psi means sensitive classified information is super top secret. Well, yeah, I just didn't understand what the F is for. I don't know why it's SCIF. Anyway, Many of these secret U.S. military propaganda accounts, despite detection by Twitter's latest 2020, but potentially earlier, continued tweeting through this year. Some not suspended until May 2022 or later, according to records I've reviewed. That's the guy speaking, not me. I haven't reviewed shit. In August 2022, a Stanford Internet Observatory report exposed a U.S. military covert propaganda network on Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and other apps using fake news portals and deep fake images and memes against U.S. foreign adversaries. If you're going to do this, okay, and I'm being serious here, I don't care what you guys mean or how you guys feel about this, whether we should be doing it or not. I think we could at least all agree that if they're going to do it, they should probably be better at it. I mean, everybody's finding out that it's you. I always knew the Fed was playing grab ass with these tech companies. I'm so surprised they've been doing it so blatantly, right? I think that's probably the biggest thing to take from the Twitter files so far is that not only was the government doing this, I mean, they were barely hiding it. Now, when it comes to a lot of the stuff we've seen, not this one, this shit was out there. Everybody's like, that's the fucking United States government. When it comes to like the FBI stuff, they never expected that to get released. It's why we haven't seen any of this shit from Facebook. We haven't seen any of it from Google. We haven't seen any of it from any of these other sources. We know it happened. We know it happened because they were all acting the exact same way at the exact same time. And yet the only one that's come forward is this stuff from Twitter. So in order to believe that, no, everything else, that we all did it on our own, the FBI wasn't involved at all. One, you have to pretend that Mark Zuckerberg didn't say it out loud because he did. Mark, why don't you release your files? But two, you also have to believe that Twitter and I guess Facebook, they took their marching orders from the feds and everybody else just was like, oh yeah, we believe that same exact thing and took the same exact marching orders without actually being given the marching orders, which doesn't make any sense. They had 80 people devoted to Twitter in the FBI. 80 people. How many did they have devoted to Facebook? How many did they have devoted to Google/YouTube? We saw the changes in YouTube's policy. I'm going to talk about YouTube because it's where I am most of the time. We saw some of the changes in policy that went directly along with some of the changes that we saw in the FBI files the other day. Oh, nope, you can't talk about that anymore. That's something that you need suspended for. Anyhow. The U.S. propaganda network relentlessly pushed narratives against Russia, China, and other foreign countries. I'm okay with that. They accused Iran of threatening Iraq's water security and flooding the country with crystal meth, and of harvesting the organs of Afghan refugees. All right, that might be a little far. We should be speaking up against the Russians and the Chinese. I don't understand why we're doing it in secret. Really. Amy, yeah, exactly, Amy. Suspended for spreading conspiracy theories. We got to get rid of fuck this shit. And the number of press outlets that refuse to comment on it in the press, but will say some bullshit over on Twitter, all y'all go fuck yourself. Sit and spin, bitches. You're like, oh, this is stupid. We're not going to talk about it, though, because if we do, people might actually care about the fact that the United States government was involved in rigging an election. And YouTube, hang on before you get mad. I'm not saying any votes were changed. Not saying that. But you absolutely interfered with an election. At the behest of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I keep saying they when I talk to Twitter or to YouTube. Not that YouTube listens to me at all, but no, YouTube. You dirty sons of bitches were involved in this as well. The Stanford report did not identify all of the accounts in the network, but one they did name was the exact same Twitter account CENTCOM asked for whitelist privileges in its 2017 email. I verified via Twitter internal tools. The account used an AI-created deep fake image. This guy here, that picture, is not real. This is not a real person. That is a computer-generated person. Now, there's somebody out there, I'm sure, who looks like this, but they didn't just steal a picture. This is a deep fake. This is what your government is spending their money and resources on. Suspending people for being correct. Yeah. Nobody, not me. That's true. I really want to talk about what's going on in Arizona. I don't know if I can. Have you guys been paying attention to the 2-day trial? It ended today. Today was the second day. Did you guys pay attention to this thing? The stuff going on in Arizona out there in Maricopa County is disgusting. And I don't know. I can't say that there was any cheating. Okay. I can't say that. What I can say is there is a whole bunch of shit that should never, ever, ever happen again. And that there was enough shenanigans that at the very least, there needs to be a deep dive into what ballots actually say. The 19-inch print on the 20-inch paper. Are you kidding? Fuck. It's not illegal to slip ballots into the stream in a way that's not official. What? What the fuck are you talking about? How is that legal? Why is that legal? Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, I really want to talk about it because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on there. A lot of, and what I was just talking about, a lot of things that should not be able to happen in elections. There should never be a time where like, oh yeah, just slip this ballot in there. And again, YouTube, I'm not saying they're wrong ballots, but they did not go through the proper process. This is the lawyers for Maricopa saying it. Like, it's legal to do that. So, and they even said it happened. So don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me over this shit. It really happened. But I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it because having any kind of questions is apparently detrimental to democracy. Wanting your election to be on the up and up is detrimental to democracy. That's some bullshit. Lake in Arizona, 19-inch ballots instead of 20-inch, all thrown out. Experts say it could not happen by accident. Remember, Hobbs ran the election. Oh, Bubba, it gets even better than that. The 19-inch ballots. Okay, we'll pause on this for a second because I do want to talk a little bit. For those of you who don't know, the ballot paper in Arizona down there in Maricopa County was 20 inches long. And there was a print for it that, you know, when you, print this on the paper, was 20 inches long. Somehow, on the day of the election, this is what they said during the trial, on the day of the election, it got changed to 19 inches. And the expert testimonies or the expert witnesses testified that if that happened, if you ran a 19-inch print on a 20-inch paper, the way that the printers were set up and the scanners were set up, it would reject the ballots. And it happened the day of the election. Could not happen by accident. Do you guys remember me talking about the guy who came out? I forget his name now. The guy who came out and said everything was the same. Paper was the same. Printing was the same. Nothing had changed. Do you remember when they tried to blame it on there not being enough ink? It wasn't dark enough. That wasn't the problem. The problem was somehow this print that is supposed to be in there so that it reads properly when it goes through got changed. Nobody knows how. It's a big fucking mystery. I think it was election elves. That's what I think happened, because it was a fair and the most secure election, even more secure than 2020. That's what I think. But something happened, and yeah, it threw everything off. All right, let's get back to the files, and then we'll do some of that. We'll talk more about that. I'm sure that I'll get a strike for this. I really am, because you're not supposed to talk about this stuff. But I mean, there's some stuff that happened in Maricopa that should never be allowed to happen, ever. And I got to say this too. I do not understand how the people who were in charge of this didn't immediately notice the difference in the printing between the 19 and 20-inch prints. I just don't understand it. Anyhow, and they fucking lied. Yeah, it wasn't dark enough. Bullshit, fucker. You lied. Anyhow. In subsequent reporting, Twitter was cast as an unbiased hero for removing, quote, a network of fake user accounts promoting pro-Western policy positions, end quote. Media covering the story described Twitter as evenly applying its policies and proactive in suspending the DoD network. Hi, Nuts. How are you, sweetie? The reality is much more murky. Twitter actively assisted CENTCOM going back to 2017 and as late as 2020, knew these accounts were covert / designed to deceive, to manipulate the discourse, a violation of Twitter's policies and promises. They waited years to suspend. Once again, these are the dirtbags out there telling us we're doing this to fight misinformation, actively helping misinformation. Now, on that grounds, look, I'm okay with the US, doing propaganda work. I really am. Maybe Twitter's not the right place to do it. Twitter, however, lied before Congress, lied to everyone, saying that they fought this shit when they were actively engaged in it. Interesting, right? Twitter's comms team was closely in touch with reporters. It's an incestuous relationship. New media is not that different from old media. It might have been at one point when Twitter first starts out and Dorsey and his little dork friends are making it. Yeah, it might have been different. And then what happened? They turned into the same old shit. We saw this here in YouTube. We saw this when they were, thank you, Frosted. I'll check it out. We saw this when they were, actually, Frosted, could you DM it? What was I talking about? When YouTube was trying to become just another cable company and then trying to be their own network. Instead of letting YouTube do what YouTube does best, they tried pigeonholing us into what old media is. Why? Because they want to be old media. And old media wants them to be, ABC and CBS, they fight over ratings. I mean, to an extent, they don't fight over news stories. They all just report the same shit. When was the last time you were watching ABC, CBS, or NBC? And I get it, not a lot of you watch that kind of stuff. CNN, reading any of their articles where you read this shit and you went, oh my God, I can't believe they reported on that. When was the last time you saw that shit? Never. And when was the last time when you read a story like that, you couldn't go find one that's almost word for word the same bullshit from one of the other networks? Thank you, Frosted. I appreciate it, bud. I got to reload this now. We finally got a sound alert, and now I'm just waiting for it. John, thank you. Joe, what did your sister say when she lost her virginity? Son, no, please don't, Joe. Exactly. No, please don't. Exactly. Thank you. It's all about eyeballs for the adverts. It's not just even that, Faithless. It is also about the message. The message is important. Why is there a media blackout on the Twitter files? You could get a ton of clicks for that. You could get advertisers for that. Look how look, this one right here, Li Fang there, 610,000 views on the number 20. You can get views on this shit, but it hurts the message, you see. It hurts the message that no, the FBI, they weren't involved in this shit at all. Nah, bruh. Anyway, the conduct with the U.S. military covert network stands in stark contrast to how Twitter has boasted about rapidly identifying and taking down covert accounts tied to state-backed influence operations, including Thailand, Russia, Venezuela, and others since 2016. Here's my reported piece with more detail. I was given access to Twitter for a few days. I signed and agreed to nothing. Twitter has no input into anything I did or wrote. The searches were carried out by a Twitter attorney, so what I saw could be limited. And here's his Substack. And that's it. There you go, guys. There's this Twitter working with DOD. Twitter working with CENTCOM. Twitter probably working with the CIA. Yeah, that's not dirty at all. When it comes to this, I really do. I'm kind of torn because I am okay with propaganda. Propaganda is a necessary thing. I just don't think it should be Twitter sponsored. Our government should not be working with these companies. Anyhow, what is this? We must sue for libel every time they claim election fraud. Fuck off. Frosted, why are you trying to piss me off tonight? We'll take a look at that later. All right, I want to go to Carrie Lake. Because a lot of what we're going to be talking about, I mean, this is in the fucking trial. If we had more time, I would just watch the fucking trial with you guys. We could skip parts of it, but I mean, the truth of the matter is the stuff that's coming out of this trial is disturbing. It's fucking disturbing. All right. This is one of the videos that I'm talking about. This is what we're talking about with the 19-inch to 20-inch paper. And I'll describe that again in just a minute. I'll bring up an example, actually.
Is it your testimony that the printer set changes that gave rise to the so-called shrink to fit issue, was that done on election day?
That's correct.
All right. Thank you.
Was it done on election day? Do you remember the guy coming out? Everything's exactly the same. This is what I was talking about a few minutes ago. He came out and told us nothing had changed. There was no reason these machines should not be working. Everything was exactly the same. And then hours later, they come out and tell us, oh, yeah, it was just the printers. They were printing too lightly, which made no sense. And I told you guys that at the time. It makes no sense. Now, having something change does make sense. And they lied about it. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, coming through with another feminist $12. I missed that on the last one. So feminist $12. I appreciate you, dude. Social media should be what newspapers were. Another check on the government that people can make their voices heard. Yeah, but it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. Why were the ballots not ready to go? Oh, because they had print-on-demand ballots. Now, I know Carrie Lake has it on here somewhere, so give me a second to find it. She has an actual example that shows the problem with these ballots. She has so much shit on here. All right, here it is. No. I'm going to blow this up as big as I can so y'all can see. All right, so the ballot on the left is a 19-inch print. The one on the right is a 20-inch print. Now, the actual printable space doesn't look all that different. But look how much extra space is at the top here. And there's extra space at the bottom. That's because this one on the left is a 19-inch print. The one on the right is the 20-inch print that is supposed to have been done on this paper. So when you slide this into a ballot reader, it's expecting this right here immediately. It's expecting all of this stuff to be in a specific location, but it wasn't. And what we heard in the testimony is that this here would cause a ballot to be invalidated. To the machine, it's a massive difference. Exactly, Dark. This here, and this isn't a conspiracy theory. This all came out in court, and nobody's denying that this happened. Nobody's denying that this would cause problems. But this is what happened. For some reason, somebody changed the print to 19 inches on election day. Now, why is it important that it was election day? Well, we know Republicans are more likely to come out on election day to vote. It's why you saw so many races look like the Republican was going to win until they counted all of the other votes, the vote by mails and the early voting stuff that couldn't have been counted already. It's why you see that discrepancy. Republicans vote on election day. The Democrats vote every other time. There's actually, oh my God, I wonder if I can find the clip. There is a fucking amazing clip from the Maricopa County lawyer where, oh my God, I don't even want to explain it before I find it. No. Sorry, guys, I'm scrolling through here. It's the one, this one. Yes. All right, hang on. This is the Maricopa County lawyer. This is part of his closing argument. And I'm just going to let him speak for himself here.
Political malpractice. Who goes out and tells their voters, don't vote on day one of voting, early voting, day 2, day 3, all the way up to day 26 of early voting? Wait to the last second. That's political malpractice.
Voting on election day is political malpractice. That's part of his argument here. Hey, if your dumbass waited until election day, you're fucking stupid. How dare you? Now, look, I do want to say this. Republicans, you guys really do need to let go of this vote on election day thing. You should absolutely push it. Vote on election day. Vote on election day. But you should also be telling them, look, if you can't vote on election day, vote when you can. Because it does, I mean, there may have been people who could have early voted and didn't. But, you know. Anyway, this is what this motherfucker's saying. How dare you vote on election day? Literally written into the Constitution is the day we're supposed to vote. Seriously. It's set up that way. How dare you? You stupid motherfuckers.
You reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow for voting on the day that you're supposed to. What does that mean exactly, sir? What does that mean? You reap what you sow voting on election day. What is the, unless there's some downside, unless there's some reason that you would be punished for voting on election day. What exactly am I reaping that day, sir? Thank you, Cast One. They want to get rid of restrictions. Vote every day, I say. There you go. Yeah, let's start voting now for the 2024 election. But seriously, you reap what you sow. What does that mean in this context? Think about that. You reap what you sow. All right. Well, I sowed going to vote on election day. Where's the downside? What did I do wrong there? What's my punishment? You say you reap what you sow to somebody who's done something stupid. You know, somebody who calls into work all the time, gets fired. Yeah. Duh. I voted on election day. So what is my punishment, sir?
Your Honor, the burden has not been met. When people come into this courtroom without evidence,
They had evidence.
there should be a day of reckoning.
There
And this has been
should be a day of reckoning. I should warn you right now. He's going to go into more than just the 2022 election here. He's got some shit to say. This day of reckoning bullshit.
a day of reckoning.
Hang on. Can I make that any louder? No, it's as loud as it gets. Sorry, guys.
And this has been happening all over the country, Your Honor, and it's got to stop. And it's got to stop right now. And the place to stop it is right here in your courtroom, Your Honor, right here in Mesa, Arizona. This has got to stop.
I just showed you guys the what are they called? Not tablets, the ballots. I just showed you guys the ballots. There was people in court. Like, the only way we saw the guy, it happened that day. It happened that day. They came in with no evidence, Your Honor. We got to stop this right here. They reaped what they sow for voting on election day.
We got to get back to respecting elections because that's all we have, Your Honor.
All right, never mind. Hang on.
Different religions, different creeds, different ethnicities, different backgrounds. There's only one thing that makes us Americans, and that's we believe in choosing our own election, our own.
That's not the only thing that makes us American, you fucking prick.
Rulers, our own governors, our own mayors, our own presidents. And we do that through elections. And because of our forefathers' experience, those elections are split up. The 50 different states and all the different counties.
You cannot invoke the forefathers when you're arguing that it's okay. Okay, our forefathers put into the Constitution, yes, they let everybody decide their voting stuff, but they gave us a date for voting. The first Tuesday after the first Monday of November. It's in the Constitution, motherfucker. You cannot be up here. They split it up. Yes, they let the states make that rule, but they also gave us the date of voting, fucknut. And it wasn't you reap what you sow. They didn't say vote on the first Tuesday after the first Monday so you can reap what you sow, bitch.
And the legislature makes the rules. The counties follow the rules. You carry out the election, and you live with the results. If you lose, you live to fight another day. You don't go into court and spew conspiracy theories and spill sour grapes. Thank you, Your Honor.
Spew conspiracy theories and spill sour grapes. All right. A whole bunch of the voting places in Maricopa County didn't work. The legislature sets it and the counties follow it. Somebody didn't. And we know it. It's not questionable. It happened. I don't understand how this motherfucker gets up there and be like, I agree with you. Madison should have put bitch in there a few times. But I don't understand how you can get up there and be so contradictory. First of all, with you reap what you sow for voting on election day. And then to invoke the founders to point out, yes, states get to choose how their elections are done, but they don't get to choose the day that it's set. You didn't see him argue for that, though, did you? Because he's a fucknut. He's a fucking dumbass. There was so many of these things where when you watch this shit, it's not just there's smoke. There's fire there. Does it mean that Katie Hobbs didn't win? No, it really doesn't. For anybody who's like, oh, this means that she won. I mean, there's a good likelihood that Carrie Lake won, but it doesn't. It might not change the outcome of the election at all. What it does do is point out the fact that there are some problems with the election. What was that fat ass's piece of shit name? I have no idea. You'd have to watch the trial to see. I think on here let me see if they actually mention his name in the tweet. No, it just says Hobbs attorney. Yeah. There's so many clips of this shit. And if you watch the whole thing, we watched that piece last night where the guy's like, you realize if you put it into the stream, that's not really a bad thing, right? There's a lot of these clips that are like 5 or 6 minutes long. I just can't watch them all because we'd be here for 30 days. Because y'all know me, I can't stop. I can't stop pausing shit. I have shit to say. Is that wrong? But yeah, we know something happened. We know that there was, again, YouTube. I'm not saying it was any kind of conspiracy, but there's nothing. I'm sorry, Dangerous. I just closed it. But if you go to Carrie Lake's thing, it's like the 10th link down. Let me see if I can bring it back up here. I don't know why I closed my Twitter. I have other stories from there to talk about. Give me a second, bud. Let me see if I can find it again. Carrie Lake. I was close. That might only be 8 down. All right, here's the Twitter link. There you go, bud. Yeah, it's sad that this is being treated like a joke in the media. This should be front page headline stuff. Check your money hole. Is it not going off again? God damn it. We heard it go off earlier. I'm getting mad. Evolved Potato, thank you. He wants people to stop challenging elections in court, so the result can't be questioned. You are not allowed to challenge the ruling party. So we know that's, let's say Putin definitely got his 99% of the vote because you can't question elections. Yes, indeed. And thank you, Chaos One. That one didn't go off either. I'm so sorry, bud. Stupid, I heard today. Trump not being audited proves Republicans cry while not being held to the law. It's actually not a law, it's a rule. Deep state is pro-right. Trump's attorneys being indicted proves Trump will be arrested because January 6th committee is very prescient. I have more if you want. I'm not shocked by the stupid out there today. What's up, my friend?
Hello.
How you been?
Cold mostly. How are you?
Yeah. How much snow did you guys get?
I don't know. I haven't gone outside. Fuck that.
We didn't get very much. I mean, we're supposed to get some with lake effects coming in the next day, but we really didn't get very much. We got like, if I had to guess, probably 2 inches.
Yeah.
But,
they downgraded us to 2 to 4. So, I don't know.
Lady Monkey sat here all night texting me different weather things about we could be this much. We could, like, woman, get away from the weather.
Yeah, it's still stupid cold out, but I mean, it's been dropping too. It's supposed to get down to 1 by the time I get up and moving.
I went outside. I took the dog out because, well, you got to take dogs out. And this was after it started snowing, and it had actually warmed up with the snow because all the cold air is supposed to be coming right behind it.
Oh.
And it seems like it's here now. Yeah, it's supposed to be getting really cold. The wind is supposed to be picking up, and it already has. I had to close my window because it was getting cold in here. But Ranty Monkey, we got 2 inches. Hey, man, I did it twice. Just saying. Jack, we're just talking about the election out there in Arizona and how, look, I've been very careful on how we're talking about it. I don't know how much you saw of the trial that went on, but there's I
haven't had a chance to watch anything.
Oh, I'm going to make you watch some shit here in just a minute. We just watched it, but it's worth watching. Thank you, Snubberth. I'll trade your wife for my mother. She spent an hour on the phone nagging me, trying to get me to call off work, etc. Yeah, I'm not one of those people who sits there and worries. I mean, it's coming. There's not a lot we can do. We got as prepared as we can. Time to ride it out and see what happens.
Yeah. Our biggest risk here is the wind and the ice, because the wind is going to knock down power lines and shit like that, because American infrastructure is so high quality.
Indeed.
I want to say thank you to John, who sent me a donation an hour ago. Apparently, but I don't know if I should read this.
Well, it depends on how bad it is.
All right, let's just go for it. This is snub earth level. But thank you, John. Joe Biden, what did Ashley say before she lost her virginity? Hunter. No, Dad, please stop. Joe, exactly.
Yeah. Sounds about right. I'm not going to lie. We've heard way too much weird shit coming out of the Biden thing. When Ashley's
I find this sadly believable.
In fairness, we don't have any evidence that he touched her, but we do know he was bathing when even she was like, yeah, that's too old, bathing with her. Fucking weirdo. You think he was getting soap out of his own personal pump? No, sweetie, this is just hand soap. I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Yes, guys, I realize we just watched this, but I really do want Jack to see this. And Jack, there's no way I can turn it up, so you might need to turn up your speakers.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Snubberth. Speaking of court, Destiny gave an update on his lawsuit against Keffels. Apparently, he's waiting on her lawyer to reply, and he will only drop the suit if Keffels publicly retracts. Well, she needs to. She said a lot of horrible shit about him.
Oh, he actually sued her?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that bitch said some... Yeah, fuck her. Anyway.
Isn't she why he got kicked off of Twitch?
Yes and no. She absolutely is, but then after people gave pushback, like, why would you do that? She, I didn't actually do it.
Oh,
yeah, you did,
one
bitch.
Of those. Hey, before you press play, thank you, Frosted Glass. Lady Monkey watches the Weather Channel like Stan's mom watching the news in the 9/11 South Park episode.
Yes. Yes, except for she's not watching the Weather Channel. She's watching different weather things on her phone. And I even told her, I'm like, get away from the weather, woman. And she said, I can't. I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. My parents love the Weather Channel because they're super old. So I understand your suffering.
Oh.
If they used to have Weather Bug installed on all their computers so they could constantly watch the weather while they're away from Weather Channel.
My wife will tell me the weather 2 weeks out. She's like, next Thursday, it's supposed to be 60 degrees. I'm like, why do you know that?
Yeah, the shamans predicted that Godzilla's going on a rampage in 2 weeks, but that doesn't mean it's actually happening. That's just some voodoo they're working.
Look, I love my wife to death, and there's very few things she does that annoy me, but I have to find a way to cut her off from the weather. I really, really do. All right.
We all got our things as we age.
Jack Destiny said he can handle Twitter garbage, but Keffel's actions of slander reached the news and Wikipedia, and he won't stand for that. Yep.
Oh, I get that. I don't blame him at all. I mean, if she's out there slandering him, you have to set a precedent that this is unacceptable, or somebody else will do it too.
Keffels gets away with a lot of her bullshit because people don't have the money. I don't know if you notice, but Steven is pretty rich. This motherfucker's made a mint off of his YouTube and Twitch channels. Now, that's been cut a lot because of losing partnership, losing the Twitch channel totally. She cost him a lot of money too. So
probably cost him some sponsorships too.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if he ever does sponsorships, honestly.
I don't know. He's probably been offered, but yeah, I'd imagine that you could kick any poor person, but you can't kick a rich person.
Yep. He got fuck you money, man.
Yeah.
All right. Jack, this is the lawyer from Maricopa County. And if you need me to stop, you just say when. Okay. But I'm going to try to let it play until you say, wait a minute. Okay?
All right.
This is his closing argument of the case.
Political malpractice. Who goes out and tells their voters don't vote on day one of voting, early voting, day 2, day 3, all the way up to day 26 of early voting? Wait to the last second. That's political malpractice. You reap what you sow. Your Honor, the burden has not been met.
You reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow by telling people to go on election day?
Yep.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Doesn't that sound almost like an admission of guilt?
It really does.
Because what would you be sowing that day? Or reaping that day? I'm sorry.
Yeah, unless they knew that something was wrong.
Yeah.
In advance, then why would you reap what you sow by telling people to go on the day designated to go do said thing? That's like saying go to the Black Friday sales in March because, if you go on Black Friday, I mean, you get what you deserve. Even though that's the day it's supposed to happen, the day after Thanksgiving, for those of you not in our country, is Black Friday. It's designated as a specific day. But if you want to take advantage of the deal, you need to go November 1st. And why you're not telling your people to go November 1st, I don't know. Why would you do that? You're a dummy dum-dum head. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
And this is the closing argument from the lawyer who's trying to argue nothing bad happened. Yep.
Yeah, I hope they lose so hard. I hope Kerry kicks their ass.
Because it's all up to this judge here. And from what I've seen of him, he might write an opinion that goes, hey, yeah, maybe there was some weird shit, but I don't expect him to give Carrie Lake the actual law that she deserves here, the justice she deserves here.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot of justice in society anymore.
He just goes on to talk about how this kind of crap has to stop here. It's going on all over the country. It needs to stop in this courtroom, Your Honor. I can play it if you want to, but the important part is what we just watched. Fuck it. Let's fill some space.
When people come into this courtroom without evidence, there should be a day of reckoning. And this has been happening all over the country, Your Honor, and it's got to stop. And it's
By the way, they did come in with evidence.
got to stop right now. And the place to stop it is right here in your courtroom, Your Honor, right here in Mesa, Arizona. This has got to stop. We got to get back to respecting elections because that's all we have, Your Honor. Different religions, different creeds, different ethnicities, different backgrounds. There's only one thing that makes us Americans, and that's we believe in choosing our own election, our own.
I meant to go off on this earlier. No, there's a whole bunch of stuff that makes us Americans. It's not just voting.
There's an entire bill of rights that we have.
What
That
the fuck?
guarantee this things that the government isn't supposed to fuck with. Also, what if your elections are fucked up? Hypothetically.
No, you can't. No, sorry.
You just have to listen and believe? Oh, yeah.
Remember in 2016, I think it was Antrim County up here in Michigan, where they absolutely got it wrong. Absolutely got it wrong. They should have left it that way.
Yeah, Dangerous makes a good point. We got to get back to respecting elections. He just decried a single election day.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. These fucking lawyers, man. I've met 3 lawyers that I would actually hang out with on any degree of trust. One was a super Jesus person too.
Yeah, the notion here that you can't question an election. Actually, you should be able to. That's where we got to get back to it. You should be able to go, there might be something wrong here. Now, you can have it out in court like we're doing right here and be like, no, there's nothing wrong. And the other side be like, no, there is something wrong. But it should be challengeable. This whole notion, this is the left's whole argument about everything. Whether you're talking about women, minorities, LGBT, elections, you're not allowed to question anything. And then they'll call you a fascist. Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Dr. Hibbert, who is a medical professional and has nothing to do with this topic. Safe and effective is not a lie. It's 2 lies.
Well played. Well played indeed. Anyway, I do want to play the last part of it now that I played that for you, Jack, because there's something he says that's just asinine.
It's a good thing I literally have popcorn right here.
Rulers, our own governors, our own mayors, our own presidents. And we do that through elections. And because of our forefathers' experience, those elections are split up. The 50 different states and all the different counties. And the legislature makes the rules. The counties follow the rules. You carry out the election, and you live with the results. If you lose, you live to fight another day. You don't go into court and spew conspiracy theories and spill sour grapes. Thank you, Your Honor.
After poo-pooing the idea of voting on election day, this motherfucker had the nerve to invoke the founding fathers, the forefathers, who literally set election day. It's in the Constitution.
Yeah, and like Frost had said in chat, our government was founded on questioning the government.
It absolutely was. In fact, Jefferson wrote a whole document about it.
Yeah, also, he's technically factually wrong because they didn't split everything up into 50 different states.
True.
Because there were only like 13 at the time.
There were 13. Absolutely.
So he just lied to the court. He should be charged.
I mean, he is correct that they let the states decide how voting is done, but he's absolutely wrong. He literally is shitting on it at the beginning. You're going to wait until the last day. You reap what you sow. Have you not read the document?
Yeah.
Jack, I want to show you this. I don't know if you saw it. Have you seen all the stuff about the 19-inch versus 20-inch?
The penises? Oh, the ballot size?
Yeah.
I heard something about it. I honestly just haven't had time to look into it.
Here's the evidence that he said that they did not bring to court. On the left is the 19-inch print. On the right is the 20-inch print. The 20-inch print is what the ballot reader is meant to read.
So why weren't they all standardized like that?
Well, that's a good question, and nobody can quite tell. But what the evidence shows, or at least what was testified to in court, yeah, I know a lot of you are saying this again because we just talked about this. Shut up, you'll be fine. Is that it had to have happened on election day. Nobody knows who did it. Nobody knows why it was done. But just to cover my ass with YouTube, let's watch this video once again where the guy says it had to have happened on election day.
Is it your testimony that the printer set changes that gave rise to the so-called strength to fit issue, was that done on election day?
That's correct.
Jack, you and I talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
They told us that nothing changed from from August. Nothing had changed from a week prior. That's what they told us when the ballots weren't being read. And then they come out and told us, oh yeah, we found the problem. It was printer ink. It wasn't dark enough. That wasn't the problem.
That's so colorist.
The problem was that they were using a typeset that was wrong for the reader.
Yeah, it's almost like maybe if you looked at the percentages, somebody was like, I'm with this party and my registration. They're like, here's your ballot.
Thank you, John. Pimp slapping chat. Good job, sir. I do it from time to time. I don't have to very often because our chat is the awesomest ever.
That's true.
But occasionally it's funny to pretend anybody's actually arguing with me when they're just awesome. It makes me laugh, Jack. I do that for me.
Well, something to say.
Sorry. Let's see. What else do we have with it? Look, I'm not saying Katie Hobbs didn't win. And I mean that sincerely. If all of the votes were counted, and there's still a chance that she should be the governor of the state. What we do know is that there is enough garbage going on that there needs to be a deep dive into all of the ballots. At the very least, there's a good chance that you could make the case the election needs to be redone. And a lot of people are on that train, Jack. I don't know how valid or how what's the word I'm looking for? Feasible that actually is, but something needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen of what I was following of this and the evidence Carrie Lake put out, it does seem like it would be safest to just hold another election. Just to err on the safe side, because there were a lot of funny circumstances that seem to have magically come together here.
Jennifer says, I'll say it. I get it, but I can't. I literally can't because I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
And at the very least, going forward, Arizona needs to fix its shit. One, there should never be a time when a ballot is inserted in the stream and it did not come through the proper channel. That it did not go into a voting box. It did not go into a ballot box. It did not go or come in through the mail properly. And like, no, we just we slipped some in. From where? Where'd you get these from?
That white panel van out back.
Right. Like, no, it's not illegal for that. I'm sorry. Why not? That should be illegal.
That seems like it should be illegal. I mean, I'm not big on the government doing stuff for obvious reasons, but this seems like one of those things you want some oversight on.
I mean, this is literally the worry that everybody has, is that can happen. They're like, that can't happen. This lawyer goes up there and goes, yeah, you realize that's not illegal, right? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's the part where I have a real problem.
And again, it doesn't mean that they weren't valid ballots, that it wasn't somebody actually trying to vote, but they need to come in the right way. You know, he was talking about how the legislature sets the law. Well, the legislature should set the law that the ballots have to come in through official channels.
I would think that would be in the law.
Monkey, I take great pleasure in arguing with you like the Ukraine thing. You were a day early in your prediction, and therefore you are wrong about everything forever. Fair. Which prediction was I a day early about? Was it the start of the war?
Probably.
Oh my
monster, God. Getting it wrong like that.
I get stuff wrong all the time. Fuck that journalist. We already talked about him.
I'm not wrong. I'm from an alternate timeline.
Oh my God. Do you follow Taylor Lorenz, or are you blocked by her?
I think I'm blocked by her. I wasn't for a long time, but I don't remember.
I have enjoyed her so much today because Twitter made a change, you guys. Now on post, you can see the interactions that people have had. It's kind of like seeing views here on YouTube. Instead of it starting with, comments, the first thing you see is views. And when this was announced, Taylor Lorenz started losing her shit. I think she was afraid to see just how few people were actually interacting with her. You could always look this stuff up as the person with the Twitter account. You could go to analytics and you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
But they've made it so everybody can see it. And like her 12 hours ago, this is her pinned tweet, Jack. Out of her 354,000 followers, only 45,000 cared to look.
Wow.
Yeah. What is that, like 15%? And it was her saying, I may not be on here much longer, so please keep in touch. And it's all her links to different places.
Yeah.
One, I'm pretty sure that goes against the YouTube rule or the Twitter rules. I'm not reporting her because I don't give a shit. But
no, you don't tip the little cows.
It's so funny that she started this thing about I might not be here right after she was bitching about how people are trying to get away from those kind of metrics. Come on, sweetie. Nobody gives a shit about you. That's the problem. You were suddenly aware of the fact that nobody actually pays attention to you. Of that 45,000, I'm betting at least 20,000 are people like me who are just there to laugh at you. I would put money on that, Jack. That at least half of her interactions are people who fucking hate her. They just made me laugh, so I had to talk about it. Plus, it's Taylor Lorenz. What a dumbass. She's so dumb. But I see why she doesn't want people seeing her interactions, because they suck.
Yeah, she's a bad person, so.
Well, there's things like the New York Times, which has millions and millions of followers. They're getting like less than 100,000, sometimes less than 10,000 views. I have a feeling that there's a lot more bots out there that Elon just hasn't caught yet.
Oh yeah, I think he's been putting traps out with these polls.
Yeah. Now he did say that he will step down from Twitter when he finds somebody who he believes can run it.
Yeah, but he's been saying that for a while.
Oh, sure.
He said that before the poll.
But there's how come you haven't stepped down yet? He will. He's got to find somebody who can run the company, though.
He didn't say he was going to do it right away.
He's going to have to find somebody who shares his vision and he believes will actually help the platform.
Yeah, somebody that will, I don't know, make money.
Make money. That's the name of the game. Did you see that one bitch who's like, for $500, I will give you a follow and a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. Her name's JoJo. I've seen her around many times. She's a stupid ass liberal bitch.
Oh, I've seen that chick. Yeah, people make fun of her constantly.
Well, the other day she got hacked.
Uh-huh.
She was selling computers through Twitter. She got some deal for Twitters or for laptops. So she was selling $500 laptops on the internet. And somebody broke into her account. And apparently she had all these people's credit card information and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah. And she didn't even apologize to these people for like, I'm sorry I didn't take better care of your shit. She was like, no, fuck them. Oh, stupid bitch.
Why was she taking credit card information? Just use PayPal like a grown-up.
I don't fucking know. I don't know what's wrong with this woman.
Or Venmo or Cash App. Something that would track the information. I don't want some crazy internet weirdo to have my credit card info.
Oh, speaking of that, Jack, TikTok parent company employees inappropriately gained access to American users' data.
Oh, there's a shocker.
Anybody shocked by that? Seriously? Anybody shocked by TikTok's parent company getting access to your data?
You mean the Chinese government?
Yes.
Yeah, which everybody's been warning about this for years. Well, everybody that's paid attention and said the Chinese are involved in this. We should get rid of it. Trump warned about this.
Yeah, he tried to shut down TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, and oh, no, it's fine. It's just the lovable Chinese. They're so adorable, like Winnie the Pooh and Piglet too. No, this is obviously a national security issue.
I really do think Elon has the ability to make a shit ton of money if he plays this right. Twitter bought out Vine. He could bring back Vine with longer videos because they used to only be 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Put it up to the 3 minutes that TikTok is. Have it on a separate tab on Twitter and let people post video. He's been talking about video for a while because it really is the best chance to make money because you just get people there. Have 10-second ads at the beginning of this stupid shit and bam, there you go.
Yeah, no, I think all internet ads should be 6 seconds or less. If you can't get your sales pitch across in 6 seconds, fire your marketing team.
I'll give them 10 seconds because sometimes, it's erectile dysfunction and you got to give the warnings.
You gotta give them time to get the ad up.
Yeah, like, does your dick permanently stay limp? We can have this for you, but it might cause a heart attack. Good luck.
Are we talking about the wiener or myocarditis injections?
No. This is because of the blood thinning. It can cause heart attacks. You got to be careful with the little blue pill.
4 hours.
Have you ever tried one of those?
Officially, no.
Unofficially,
technically, yes.
I've never tried one. I have a friend who did, and he's like, "Yeah, it was great." And I'm like, but my dick works, so I've never tried one.
Let me put it this way: my experience and those of my friends has been Cialis, awesome. Viagra will give you some like weird, it gave me like heart palpitations.
Ooh. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that shit.
Yeah, it felt like I had like 5 no-dos. so I was all like jolted up. But it gave me a really wicked headache. But
I thought you were going to say really wicked hard on.
No.
Gave me a raging boner.
But no, the Cialis did that. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. It's almost like a certain mean Cheeto man has had the right idea to ban TikTok. Yeah, it's weird how that works, how they were just spitefully ignoring him because they hated him. Had nothing to do with reality. That and Eric Swalwell was banging a Chinese spy for God knows how long.
Would it be wrong to take a Cialis, throw on some sweatpants, and go walking through like the mall?
No. I'm pretty sure that's what people do.
Thank you, Frosted Glass. Limp dick, buy my pill. Less than 10 seconds. But see, I hear you. But because of U.S. marketing rules, you got to give all the little you could die from taking this. My favorite of those is the asthma treatment one. May cause shortness of breath. What?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not working well for asthma.
Yeah, and that seems counterproductive, in fact.
And of course, there's one that I think it was for psoriasis, like may cause death. I'm like, I'm pretty good with itchy skin.
Yeah. Yeah, they're always like the side effects sound horrific. Like you could have diarrhea, which could lead to death.
I like when it's diarrhea, constipation. Like what? And my favorite part of all of those commercials, because everyone has to do this, don't take this pill if you're allergic to it.
Yeah, how would you know if you're allergic to it until you take it?
And once you have known it, do you need to be told not to take it?
Apparently there was somebody like, these things are yummy. Shut up, doc. I love this shit.
It just tastes too good.
Yeah, the side effects are always fucking insane. Like, oh, your ears may bleed and it'll summon a pack of horses that will chase you for no apparent reason, which might cause death.
Yeah, be careful with all pills. See, I see people, like, well, they don't, everybody coming after like illegal drugs. They never talk about the real drugs and what they can do. Lots of people do. Shut up.
Yeah.
Be careful with any medicine you take.
Yeah. As an extra step, talk to your pharmacist as well about drug interactions, because doctors are not as well trained as pharmacists on drug interactions. So you talk to your doctor. Will this interfere with anything I'm taking? And then when you go to get the prescription filled, talk to your pharmacist too. Because they always ask you, do you want to ask the pharmacist any questions? Yes. I'd like to know about interactions. This is a new med. Because every now and then you'll get a doctor that didn't pay that close attention to one certain thing.
Before I ever get a new medicine, I Google that shit. Because you can find it all online. You can look it up and find drug interactions. That's what I go to first. Can I take this with this? And talk to your pharmacist. Check online. There's tons of places you can do it. Don't just swallow pills, because it can be bad. All right. A Mississippi woman was shot and killed by police after taking a Walmart employee hostage at gunpoint. Why? I don't know. I didn't read the story. I just love the headline. Apparently they're taking a Walmart employee. Really? What were you hoping to get?
Minimum wage. You hoping to get that? I mean,
go for something bigger. At least go get a Target employee. No offense to you Walmart employees out there. I was one. Let's be honest. We have no value to the company. They're like, fuck it. We'll get a monkey in here to do that shit. Wanda, thank you. Antidepressants may cause suicidal tendencies. That's true. A lot of them say that. And that's because they started to notice that a lot of people who were taking antidepressants started killing themselves. Not exactly the same, or the effect you want.
Yeah, that's pretty grim for what you're trying to do with your meds there.
Yeah. And I don't think that story would have got as much attention, but I think was it a congressman's kid who did it? There was some politician's kid who did it, and suddenly people were like, oh, this is happening. Yeah. I need to bring this up. Guys, if you're a video gamer, if you're a gamer like me, The Steam sale is on, and it is fucking awesome. Look, there's some games that are still really expensive. 7 Days to Die is under $6. If you've seen me play it and you want to play it, it's under $6. We'll talk more about this on the game stream. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it. I cleaned off the satellite twice today, Jack.
Wow.
So hopefully there's not a lot of snow on it, but tons of great games. Check it out if you're a gamer. What else do we got? This is something I got into arguments with people about this because Elon tweeted this out in response to, or in telling us about the coming change where we were going to see our interaction. Twitter's rolling out view counts so you can see how many times a tweet has been seen. This is normal for video. See, this is why I think he's actually pushing more towards video. You know what? I've also seen a lot more of the spaces going on recently because they were big for a while and they kind of died off and now they're big again. I really think he's going into multimedia.
It would be the smart way to do it.
Shows how many more alive Twitter is than it may seem. Over 90% of Twitter users read but don't tweet, reply, or like, as those are public interactions. And a lot of people read that as people who are on Twitter never tweet. 90% of them never tweet.
He never said never.
It's not what he said. Yeah. I would say mine is probably closer to 95 or 98% of shit that I see it and I scroll by without liking it, retweeting it, commenting, because it just doesn't affect me. It doesn't hit me where I need to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me the chance to put a signal out there for retards to come into my world. Which apparently is what I do, Jack. I put out the monkey signal and it just brings retards to my yard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, your monkey shake brings all the tards to the yard.
It really does. It's amazing. Again, there's only one person I've seen who gets weirder people than me on Twitter. And that's Carrie. Not Carrie Lake. What's her last name? Carrie Smith. All right. Jack, did you see that Bankman-Fried got a $250 million bond, but he doesn't have to pay it?
Yeah. I mean,
what the fuck is that?
Look, all these rich people scratch each other's backs. I did see where his little girlfriend, the Hobbit, rolled on him.
Did she?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Good. Look, man, I don't think she'd do well in women's prison.
She's at the right height for carpet munching, so.
Yeah, she is. They wouldn't even have to lay down. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I lost it, Jack. No, not that. Oh, we're going back to Ukraine. The United States Senate today passed the omnibus bill. It's going to the House. They're not going to change anything. They're going to vote it. 1.7 billion of your dollars are going to be spent on all of that retarded shit that Jack read the other night. What was that, last night, Jack?
Yeah.
If you want to see a reading of it, what's the name of the guy, the senator who was putting it out?
Oh, fuck, I don't remember. I retweeted it. Hold on, let me find it.
If you would. So you can see it there. Oh, did I say billion? Sorry, $1.7 trillion of your money. 1.7 trillion. This is supposed to be to keep the government running. And it has just ridiculous shit in it. Things like $45 to $46 billion for Ukraine.
Dan Bishop,
thank you.
Yeah, here's the link. It's just a random excerpt from the tweet thread, but you'll be able to scroll around in there if you want to see it.
Appreciate it. We make sure it's on Rumble too.
Yep, already did.
Awesome. They passed this shit.
That's because of a bunch of treacherous Republicans voted for. They're like, okay, go along to get along. We're secretly Democrats and commies.
ton of these little motherfuckers voted for this stupid shit. And it is ridiculous. It is not needed to keep your government running. There are all kinds of pet projects in here. There's all kinds of money for other governments in here. It's just insane. And that's what your government did today. Yay. And I don't see a single news article questioning the nonsense. And again, see, this is why I love when I get accused. Oh, you just see Fox News. I'm sure Fox News has done a few. I'm sure One American Network has. I'm sure Newsmax has. But the majors, not one of them has run a story like, oh my God, this is runaway spending. Look at this nonsense we don't need in here. We have money in this bill to secure the borders of other countries while it specifically keeps us from doing it in our country. They gave money to Border Patrol and went, but you can't use this to move these people back out of the country.
Yeah, you can have money, just not for actual border security. You have to we have to give money to Jordan and Ukraine for that.
Yep. Jordan is going to get to secure their border. We can't. And yes, Merry Christmas to anybody who's saying it there.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to spend us into oblivion and give us a silent invasion. It's crazy.
I can't believe the Republicans. You guys are such god awful pussies. And we saw Mitch McConnell. I don't know if you saw the clip, Jack. He's like, Republicans got almost everything we asked for.
Which was what? To just beat me harder, Daddy?
Yeah. I don't know what it was the Republicans wanted, but Jack, I believe in compromise, but compromise is I'll give you this if you give me that. Not can we have a scrap and you can have everything you want?
Yeah, that's all it is. They constantly give in. They're the same people that when they run a legislature on the state level, they give away positions. Like, we'll give the Democrat head of this committee. Why would you do that? Because they're natural born capitulators, and it's part of the uniparty. These people are fucking cowards. They are spineless cowards. And McConnell is one of the worst, and he's in charge.
Couple of things in chat here. Fabian asked, Monkey, did you see people simping for Ukraine? Dumbass, especially Sitch. I don't follow him, and I think it was Snubberth mentioned earlier something about the Twitter files. There was another Twitter file drop, Jack. It was 2 days ago.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was an official one or not.
I went to Matt Tiabi to see, and he had linked it out, so that's why I went ahead and did it. Yeah, I just missed it. Luckily, Shio was nice enough to give me a heads up. But I've talked about these people who are simping for Ukraine. I saw the greatest meme today, Jack. Let me see. How long ago did I retweet that? Is it long enough ago or short enough ago that I can get it on screen quickly? Yeah, here it is. I love this one because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a scene from Spider-Man with Mary Jane and Peter talking, and Mary Jane says, "Tell me the truth. I'm ready to hear it." And Peter says, "The U.S. has no responsibility to defend Ukraine. You're just a warmonger."
Yep.
That's what it is. That's it in a nutshell. We don't owe them shit. And anybody who's like, they're the first line of democracy. No, they're not. They've been banning fucking political parties. Don't give me this shit that they're all about democracy. Fuck them. They've been blowing up their own people for 8 goddamn years. But it's okay, Jack, because there were Russian separatists there, so it was okay to kill them. Fuck off. Yeah, I don't know Ukraine shit, and they're a horrible fucking country full of corrupt people, including Zelenskyy. But anyway, the other one I saw was Jennifer, who said Republicans didn't want any of this. The only thing I think that I would say Republicans did want was probably increased military spending. But Democrats went along with that because we have to be able to buy weapons to give them to Ukraine. I'm just saying. Merry Christmas, Monkey. I might not see you guys before then, so I hope you all have the best Christmas possible. To you as well, Pete. I really do hope you have a great Christmas, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Happy Christmas.
To be fair, that does sound like the type of democracy that Democrats want. You're not wrong about that part, dude. Dangerous. Yeah. The ability to just shut down the other party, make them illegal. Yeah. No, it's because they're Russian-backed parties. Okay. What if the people want to support a Russian-backed party?
Well, then they're traitors. They will be dealt with accordingly.
Yeah. I mean, we just watched the piece last night with Tucker Carlson talking about how they've started imprisoning Christians because reasons. It's all right. Don't pay any attention to it. You know, it's like how the Russians loved the Jews, Jack. Back in WW2. But if you actually look, it's not true. They were just as fucking horrible. They just didn't have camps. Anyway, Jack, we're going to wrap up here. I'm going to go do a 7 Days to Die stream, hopefully.
Cool.
Working on that damn bass. I still haven't got it done. I do have a plan. If I can't do it, if it won't work, I'm going to just record myself playing, Jack, and throw it up on the YouTube channel. Twitch doesn't allow me to upload video, or I would upload it there. But I suppose when it's right, I could stream video. You can do that. But if I'm not able to go onto Twitch, I will record myself playing, and then you can watch over on YouTube. You know, I need y'all's help. I have to get one of my game channels up to 5,000 subscribers. I need to get it up there. One is at 1270. The other one's at 1370. YouTube is at 1270. Twitch is at 1370. I got to get that up to 5,000. And here's why. When Alpha 21 comes out, when they do the pre-release and let people play the weekend before, there's a program they have that, you know, you got to sign up for. Like, yes, I want to be one of the people. You got to have 5,000 subscribers to one of your channels.
Oh,
yeah, little bastards. So I need y'all's help. Pimp that shit to everyone you know. I'm not saying write it on bathroom walls because that would be wrong. But if you do, make sure you do it in dry erase so it's easily cleaned off. Is that wrong?
Don't write the word bitcher, because then Lazy Rap will think it's about him. And they'll blame, They'll blame Gays Against Groomers.
So bots? No, I don't want bots. I want real people. But yeah, 5,000 is the earmark there. Like, god damn. I mean, I guess I could stream all day, every day. John Migda, thank you. So will you record yourself playing with yourself? Basically, yes, but not in the Dark Side Phil way. The poor bastard's never going to live that down. He should just embrace it. Yeah, I masturbated. Shut up. Like you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't try to leave. No, I didn't touch. No, come on, man. I was just scratching.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, somebody asked for the link. Stargazer just dropped it a second ago, so scroll up, because you can't ask people to subscribe and then not give them a link, Monkey.
Well, all the links are in the chat or in the description.
In the description?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra steps.
The YouTube game channel and the Twitch channel are linked down there.
Yeah. Thank you, Stargazer. No, I think you're right. Dark Side Phil should just embrace his Dark Side Philness.
Yeah. And all the shit with him being so pissy because people make videos, you know, the worst way to play this game and then show him. Dude, you suck. Just embrace it.
Yeah, just be like, look, you're here because I'm so awesomely amusing.
People enjoy watching streamers fail. They really do. They get a kick out of it.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to see you only fail, but they're okay with you failing.
Yeah, some of them only want to see him fail.
And there's a link to the YouTube channel if you guys want to subscribe over there. Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in hitting 5,000 because I'm figuring these guys are going to drop this sometime around March, hopefully. That's not a lot of time to get basically 4,000 followers on one of these.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough go.
Is that why so many people watch you because you fail a lot? No, it's because they're hoping I fail. They do enjoy it when it happens. But I don't fail all that often. My plans generally work out. See, Jack, I even have a shirt that says this. Don't worry, I have a plan. Because it's something I say a lot in the games. I do have a plan, and they usually go okay. It's usually not a bad thing. Because I'm not a horrible gamer, Jack. It's funny when Monk fails. Last night was rough. How many times did I die last night? Was it 5? Was it 4 or 5, guys? Jack, we had 2 instances in a row. One of the ghosts we ran into is a demon, and the demon can attack without warning, without any reason to. Normally, you have to get your sanity down or trigger something else to make a ghost attack. The demon can attack without warning at any time. And twice in a row, the motherfucker popped up right in front of me and killed me. I'm like, okay.
He turned you Scottish?
Yes. It was horrible for me. Thank you, Evolved Potato. He wants, oh wait, did I read this? I think I read that one. Yeah, that's the one you told me to read. Okay, I got it. I'm just making sure I got everybody's donations because you guys are awesome.
What's Project Zomboid?
Project Zomboid is a isometric zombie game where you run around and collect stuff and there's zombies all over. I have played Project Zomboid. I've had it for years. Its mascot is it's a raccoon, right? You climb into windows and you scavenge. You loot. I call it looting because that's what it is. And then you go back to a kind of base that you have, and yeah, it's an interesting game. It's just it's not for me because there's no real downtime in it. I just need, let me build my base a little bit. If you've ever watched me, and I know you guys haven't, if you've ever watched me play Command and Conquer or any RTS like Command and Conquer, I am a slow player because I build up my base so that it's protected, and then I'll go kick ass. Instead of being somebody who blitzes, I got to build my shit up. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for the donations. I know it's around Christmas time and it's not easy for people. We appreciate it all the time, but seriously, thank you. And of course, Joe's made it a lot harder. So thank you for all that you do for us. I play the same way, defensive. Exactly. Turtle. Yes, I'm a turtling motherfucker. Jack, anything you'd like to show?
I'll drop some links to some really cool videos, but thank you guys for the donations. Thank you for coming out on this. What is in our area, Arctic temperatures. And you guys are awesome.
You know what? Maybe I'll take the monkey because the monkey doesn't really have a body. He's just a floating head. Maybe I'll put it on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle body because it would make sense because I do turtle a lot. It'd probably be a violation of copyright, right?
Yeah, you'd probably get in trouble for that one. Although you could modify that turtle body so it's not.
It's transformative. You know what?
Yeah.
I can make it a monkey body, but he's wearing armor that looks like the turtles.
Yeah, you could have him dressed up like a turtle, but as a monkey. Like change the body to a monkey, but you could leave the shell on and have an M or an RM on the belt buckle instead. Yeah. So he's cosplaying as a turtle, as a monkey. And that'd be transformative. You could probably get away with that.
Probably.
You need to get a body for that monkey.
I know. But I kind of like him being a head too. I just haven't. The hard part is deciding what I want to commit to. Because it's you got to commit, and I have trouble with commitment. I've been married since I was 18, but I have trouble with commitment.
Yeah, the irony does not escape any of us.
Played Darkness Falls. I'm not somebody who plays mods. I am gonna bitch about people over on the game stream, Jack, and I'm just gonna give a short little rant here. I was over on the 7 Days to Die forums, and I saw people bitching about how easy the game is. And one of them says, I'm level 150. My game stage is 200 and it's day 43. The only way for that to happen is for you to either lengthen your days, massively increase the amount of XP you get, or more likely both of those things. Two things that makes the game ridiculously more easy. And like, the game is too easy. Well, then stop playing in the retard mode.
It's too easy when I play on the dummy level and
Yes.
and when I cheat.
Yeah, level 150 on day 43. Kiss my ass.
Well, at least they got past the tutorial.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, it's just so easy. Well, you made it easy, dick. Anyhow, guys, thank you for watching. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Oh, I'm always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful day. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
I don't like Ukraine. Vladimir Zelenskyy can fuck off. I don't have much to go with this song. I just wanted to say those two things.